All right, for this one, let's just crank through and solve it, and then we'll figure out how to do the rest of it. So I'm going to write this over here. I've got 3x squared minus 4 equals 28. And it says that we want to solve it by doing square roots. So that means I want to make it look like x squared equals some stuff. And then once I make it look like that, then I'm probably just going to take the square root of both sides. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add 4 to both sides. Yep, that would be 32. And so then I get 3x squared is equal to 32. I want to get the x by itself. We're multiplying by 3, so I would divide both sides by 3. And I get x squared is equal to 32 over 3. The problem is 32 is not divisible by 3 at all. Okay? But I'm just going to leave it as 32 over 3. Still going to take the square root. Now, the properties of exponents, this becomes x, but then that means I could rewrite this as 32 over 3. Square root of 3. That's the property of exponents and radicals. In other words, I'm going to take the square root of the numerator and the square root of the denominator, and that's the same thing. Now, 4 times 8 equals 32, so I'm going to rewrite this. Actually, I just realized something. Doesn't 16 go into 32 2 times? 16 times 2 equals 32, all over the square root of 3. So then this becomes 4 root 2 all over the square root of 3. And I should probably state that this is plus or minus, right? This whole thing is plus or minus, plus or minus, plus or minus. And I've got 4 times the square root of 2 equals the square root of 3. But now the other thing that I don't want is the square root in the denominator of a fraction. So we need to rationalize the denominator. I'm going to multiply this by the square root of 3 over the square root of 3. The square root of 3 times the square root of 3 is 3. I got 4 by itself. What's the square root of 2 times the square root of 3? The square root of 6. So my final answer is plus or minus 4 times the square root of 6 over 3 in this particular case. Let's see if Mr. Adams is right. So I got 4 times the square root of 6. Oh, I can't see until, well, let's check. Think this is a game? Yeah. You think I'm playing around? This is what I do.